all afraid of something. Afraid of the dark, afraid of heights, afraid of spiders, afraid of whatever. If we weren't afraid of anything, who would we be? I'm afraid of falling, of being rejected, of embarrassment, of pain, and of depression. These words can be summed up as being afraid of failure. I am constantly being told that failure is what drives us, motivates us to do better in the future. I embrace this idea that failure is a necessity for success, but I cannot bear myself to fall victim. In Jonathan Safran Foer's novel, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, the grandma and the grandpa figures struggle immensely with their fears, which hold them back from living their best lives. I feel similarly. My fears haunt me wherever I go, stressing me out in many of my actions. It hurts feeling this way, and I hate it, so I just stop trying. I see the same trend in my schoolwork. As all my peers know, school is incredibly stressful. It's hard to deal with, and it makes my stomach turn, so I just give up. I'll look through Instagram, immerse myself with other people's lives so I won't have to focus on my own. The grandpa in the story does this when he goes to the airport. He watches the lives of other people. He picks up their stories and leaves his own behind. I especially wish I had someone else's characteristics when it came to talking to people. I want to have connections with people, but if I feel like I'm taking a risk, I completely end things and hide. I'm too afraid of letting myself become vulnerable and opening up to someone who I don't really know. I can't bear to let myself be flattened and trampled by rejection. Rejection, that's all I think about when I think of talking to new people. Grandma knows the feeling. When she is a child, she has a piano teacher whom she's attracted to. Grandma is too afraid of what her piano teacher will do if she opens herself up to him, so she does nothing. I tend to overthink things, talking myself out of something new. It's hard not to overthink something once you've started. It's like a chain reaction of possible things that could go wrong. I like impulsive thinking because it usually works out in my favor, like the time I became a vegetarian or the time my peers and I marched out of school in protest to the election of Donald Trump, which landed me with a pull-out quote in the Washington Post. Near the end of the book, Grandma makes the impulsive decision to move to the airport with Grandpa. She doesn't think about it, and she just goes for it, and it makes her truly happy. Impulsive decision-making is wonderful because there's no second-guessing or doubting, leaving no room for extra stress. Grandma was written a letter by her aunt who loved to dance but hated dancing. I feel the same. I love the product but I hate the climb. As I think of my fears more and more, I think of how much they're holding me back, how much anxiety I've endured because of my negative thinking. I watched a film by a traveler named Sam Potter, in which he talks about fear. He says, "I don't like feeling fear and letting it win." This made me realize, I'm letting fear win. How many things have I missed out on because of my fear and anxiety? Throughout the book, I've related most to Grandma, because she constantly thinks of negative consequences instead of positive outcomes. The most hard-hitting thing that Grandma wrote for me was, "The mistakes I've made are dead to me, but I can't take back the things I never did.